Africa is a continent full of pride, struggle, and beauty. Today we look at some important moments from our past. This is Today in African History. On August 30th, we remember the sacrifices made during South Africa's struggle against apartheid. For decades, activists put their lives on the line demanding an end to this brutal system. They fought for equality, justice, and freedom. Their bravery paved the way for a better future for all South Africans. In the 1960s, the Sharpeville massacre was a turning point. It showed the world how violent the apartheid regime was. As international pressure grew, so did the resistance. People protested, boycotted, and took other nonviolent actions. Organizations like the African National Congress, ANC, and the Pan-Africanist Congress, PAC, became symbols of the fight for freedom. Key figures like Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, and Oliver Tambo played pivotal roles in leading these movements. They inspired millions with their dedication and sacrifice. The youth took an active part too, forming groups like the African Students' Organization, SO, and the Non-European Unity Movement, NEUM. They organized protests, strikes, and campaigns, making their voices heard. And as the struggle continued, so did the repression. Many activists were arrested. Some went into exile while others kept fighting inside South Africa. Through it all, they stood firm in their belief in a free and equal South Africa. Their determination never wavered. Finally, in the 1990s, the end of apartheid was near. After years of negotiations, South Africa held its first democratic elections in 1994. This was a moment of joy and hope. Millions voted for the first time. Nelson Mandela, who had spent 27 years in prison, became the country's first black president. It was a victory for all who had fought against apartheid. But today we also honor the African National Congress youth leaders, men like Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and Walter Sisulu. They weren't just fighters, they were also brilliant minds. They used education, speeches, and getting people organized to inspire others. They believed in a South Africa where everyone was equal, no matter their skin color. Their dream was to create a better future for all South Africans, globally. August is the International Day of the Disappeared. This day is about remembering those who have vanished, and not just in South Africa during apartheid. In many parts of Africa, families are still looking for their loved ones. Places like Somalia, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Nigeria. When someone goes missing because of war or political problems, it's not just their family that suffers, it affects the whole community and even the country. So, this day helps us remember the people who have disappeared in these conflicts. It's a reminder of why we need human rights, justice, and peace. It encourages world leaders to work harder to solve conflicts and protect people's rights. As we reflect on these struggles, we are reminded of the power of unity, courage, and perseverance in the face of adversity. The path to freedom and justice is rarely easy, but the sacrifices of those who came before us have paved the way for a brighter future. Let their stories continue to inspire us as we strive to build a better Africa for all. August is also a day that stirs memories of an era when our continent was awakening. The African independence movement was at its peak. Do you remember Ghana becoming independent in 1957? That was a big moment. It inspired other African countries to follow suit. One after another, African nations dropped their colonial chains. They took control of their own destiny. They raised their flags high, showing the world their unique identities. From Senegal to Nigeria, from Kenya to Algeria, the wave of independence swept across the continent. African leaders, thinkers, and ordinary citizens had worked hard to achieve this. They wanted self-governance. They wished to make decisions for their own countries without any outside interference. They dreamed of a future where Africa's resources and destinies were in African hands. And that's what they worked towards. They negotiated, they protested, and sometimes they fought. But eventually, one by one, African countries became free. They became free to chart their own paths, to make their own mistakes, to learn from them, and to grow. The legacy of this era continues to shape Africa today. It's a reminder of our strength, our unity, and our unwavering pursuit of freedom. And so on this day, we celebrate those who dared to dream of an independent Africa, those who fought for it, and those who made it a reality. We remember the journey, the struggles, and the sacrifices that went into building the Africa we know today. We honor the pioneers of our independence movements whose courage and determination knew no bounds. As the sun rises over the African continent, we are reminded of a new day. A day full of promise and potential. Let us carry forward the torch of freedom, justice, and dignity that they have passed on to us. Let us work together to build a better Africa. An Africa where the dreams of our ancestors become a reality. An Africa where peace, unity, and prosperity reign.